there's this kid there whose first name is Wagner.
Wagner?
Yeah.
Wagner, does he have a last name, though?
I don't remember what it is.
No, I feel like I've heard it. There's a famous
No,
Wagner.
sorry. It's not Wagner. It's Warner.
Wagner or Warner?
No, his first name is Warner.
Oh.
So then when they call him Warner, I thought they would call him by his last name. They go, no, his first name is Warner. I was like, what the fuck?
Warner I feel like there's a lot of old-timey white money that's first named Warner.
And there's
Warner Brothers.
And fucking...
Come on!
Yeah, but that's their last name. They're the Warner Brothers. They're not going to have...
No! That got it. That's it. Just end the show. Jets.
Nope. We gotta go.
That's it. No anime book club this week, y'all. Wow.
I didn't think that one through.
Wow.
I was so trying to get John of it. Nah, there's definitely a Warner with the first name.
Oh my God.
Yo.
She said both the brothers' names were Warner.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Last name brothers. Like Tony Brothers. Yeah, Warner Brothers.
They have the exact same names.
Yeah.
George Foreman, the second, third, fourth, fifth. Oh my God.
Justin with an I and Justin with a Y.
That's crazy.
I'm sick of this shit.
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down, I won't let you down. 'Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. I walk like a champion.
So yeah, it's the moment we all been waiting for. It's basketball season.
Yeah, so today, when we record this is on Tuesday, so the NBA off season has kind of been open for a day now. By the time
Literally
you guys hear
a day.
this, by the time you guys hear this,
It'll be open for 3 days.
yeah, and the draft will have happened. So I mean, we've kind of all spoke about it though. I feel like this year's draft isn't like
It is a very shaky draft. Not a lot of home runs. Like even, I mean, you figure that the top three right now, like Weissman,
Anthony Edwards,
LaMelo, like even, but nobody, and everybody's talking about trading their picks. So that tells you exactly how they view these players as not great once in a generation type players. It's gonna separate the men from the boys in terms of GMs and who can find the diamonds in the roughs, especially in this draft. I think Obi Toppin is gonna be a steal for somebody wherever he lands.
Depending on the situation, I feel
Yes,
like.
depending on the situation.
I hope he ends up in New York somehow.
He is as I like to think, he could be a better version of what Sean Marion was. That's just like the way he plays the game reminds me literally of Sean Marion. I'm high on. I want to see where Cassius Winston goes, dude from us. He has.
I like him a lot.
Literally the
man.
same exact body type as Kyle Lowry and plays almost the exact same way.
Yep.
Except for the flopping. So I think he could be a really good fit somewhere.
I think Cole Anthony is another one that I feel like, depending on the situation, could be interesting where he goes. I think he's another dude that may fall a little bit in the draft. So, I mean, hey.
Sadiq Bey out of Villanova is somebody who could be a really good stretch for in the league. He shoots really well.
Yeah. To be honest,
we're picking 18th, so I'm not super into it, but I just know that we won the 2 from TCU. I think his last name is Bain.
I know you're talking about,
but they were like, he's a good playmaker, and they're like, he's probably the best shooter in the draft.
You know who might be the steal of the draft?
Who?
The dude out of Oregon, Peyton Richard.
Yeah, I heard about
Yo,
him.
that white boy, nice. He is nice. Saw a few of his
Is
games.
Nico coming out?
Nico Mannion?
Yeah.
I haven't heard his name.
I feel like
at all.
I feel like
so he might be going back.
I feel like he should stay another year and have a full season to ball out. But I don't know, man. This draft is very like. I feel like there's just not hype.
There's no home run. And you know why?
I think the timing of the draft has a big reason
timing.
as to why.
They're not being an NCAA tournament really is the big thing because that's where you make your name.
Yep, that's what got Dante to the first round. White Dante.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how you.
Isn't it so crazy? Like there was no March Madness this year. Like it's crazy to think about. Like. Yeah, and by the way, speaking of March Madness, did you see what they proposed?
Yeah,
They
Louisiana,
they think about Louisiana or Indianapolis to do like a bubble March Madness, which I don't know.
Too many teams.
I don't know how that would happen.
You would do it. You'd probably do it like you separate it between. You use Lucas Oil. You use the Pacers arena, and you use whatever college.
need-
Basketball season's going on.
What?
Basketball season's going on.
What? I don't know how they would. I don't
Send the Pacers on the like that. You know how the Spurs do that rodeo road trip?
Yeah.
Where they're away for like 2 weeks. Do that.
I don't know. I don't know how they would do it. But if the NCAA finds a way to pull off March Madness in a bubble style with no COVID cases,
They basically went fuck them kids.
power to them,
Or you could just do it. All right, don't use the field house, but use whatever college is near.
bro. You it's too many. It's
But it's
too
not a
many.
bubble.
It's too many arenas.
Well, if you keep it in the same city,
What you?
Indiana-
It's not a bubble,
Indianapolis.
dog.
How are you gonna? Let me.
well, so is
It's
what
not.
do you-
I don't think it's supposed to be a bubble though. I think it's just they just want it all in one.
They just want to just like
city.
how hockey did with it was was it Edmonton and Calgary, I think, or whatever the two cities were.
I think if they, I think they could do it traditionally if they're safe. If they're safe,
They can't.
13
different sites.
No, not 13 different sites, but at least. Well, no. Actually, that's my bad. I'm thinking like east, west, south. If they keep it like in one east location, one Midwest location, one
Yeah.
Western location, and one like.
I agree. That can work.
That I feel
And
like
then you just meet in the middle.
and then Final Four,
Final
wherever
Four.
the Final Four is, have them.
Indianapolis.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Even
Yeah.
if they gotta push it a couple weeks so motherfuckers can quarantine, do whatever, that would probably be.
That works.
But yeah, like going back to what you were saying. I'm sorry, we got off on a huge tangent, but fucking, it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen on Wednesday. Well, I mean, but it already happened by the time you're listening. But you know,
I feel like I don't really care about the draft. It's more about the trades around the draft.
yeah, exactly. Like, is Golden State gonna trade down, or is there
Is Minnesota going to trade down, trade up?
Nick's gonna trade up.
Listen, I think
All right, who's going to package the draft picks to get a superstar?
we're gonna have to, if the Knicks trade up in the draft, and I was having this conversation with a lot of my Knicks fans friends, we're going to have to give something up, and that's just bottom line. And I think
I don't think y'all should.
I don't
but-
think we should, but I mean, depending on how confident we are and who we want, if you telling me I got to trade Mitchell Robinson to Golden State to trade up to the 2 to get LaMelo, do I want to do that? No. Would I be 100% upset about it? No.
the potential.
That
I mean, but at that point, I wouldn't. If I was, I wouldn't mind giving away Mitch for LaMelo because you still need a point guard.
indeed, and that's important.
And Mitch, I mean, there's upside with Mitch. As many jokes as I make about Mitch,
Yes.
there is upside there. But is the upside that much greater of a difference between the upside of LaMelo and Mitch?
If anything, this is kind of what the Knicks fans is saying, is that like, yo, there's a lot of potential there with Mitch, there's a lot of potential there with RJ, and there's like so much unknowns going around all this other shit. But the problem is that Mitch is only gonna like be as good as his situation allows him to be. Yes, he's a great fit for, like, he'd be a great fit on any team, I think. Like, you know, he can play great defense. You know what I'm saying? But that's not really
Great
what
on the Mavs.
Yeah.
Well, it
Of course,
depends on
of
that,
course
but-
he would be great on the Mavs. But
Like you said, it depends on the fit because I
Exactly.
see Mitchell Robinson as a very, very watered down. It's like, you know, give me a vodka cran, but a lot of ice in it, of Rudy Gobert. Long, lanky, great in the pick and roll.
I think he's a better offensive player than Rudy Gobert.
If his jump shot is consistent, yes.
I mean,
In
But it
general,
had-
I don't think Rudy Gobert has an offensive game.
Well, no. I
got
mean,
dunks.
it's literally just pick. It's like Tyson Chandler. Pick and roll,
Yeah, I
dunks, tap the ball out, get a rebound. Like, Mitch has the ability, like, as we see from as we've all seen his
His
gym
handles.
workouts, you already know he's out here hooping, swooping, and swooping. So, hey, if he can get just even like a solid 15-footer,
hey, man.
you know, maybe
Keep him honest.
maybe the occasional corner three, I could see him, you know, rising up in that. But right now, I don't see his game as much different than what Rudy Gobert gives you. And if you don't have a team that's conducive to having a center that is the focal point like how Rudy Gobert is, then it doesn't work. Like, he wouldn't work on the Nuggets because the Nuggets rely on Jokic to not only be in the paint but also on the perimeter.
It's funny because I feel like of our three teams, I think my team is the only one that has like a lot of like news surrounding like what's gonna happen in the draft. Because I mean, like, you know what, y'all are in win now, and y'all are like, you know, y'all got y'all guys.
Yeah.
Speaking of y'all guys, you heard about Porzingis? He's not gonna be back for the start of the season.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
Yeah,
he be
I
hurt.
mean,
You know,
It's okay.
when you 7'3", you know, whatever.
I mean,
Listen,
Luka
he's only
can,
got 1 year with the Mavs program. Y'all know Mavs training staff is elite.
Listen, I don't.
Luka can hold it down for about a month or two.
Yeah,
like,
you
you
know,
only
I'm
need
really
him for the
impressed
playoffs.
about it.
Yeah, I'm saying.
You know, but hey, let's keep it on the let's keep it on the Knicks though. Let's move away from the draft. These trades because it's trade season now. What do you think? Should the Knicks go out and get the Russell Westbrooks because his name has been brought up in conversations?
One thing.
I don't. Like
Remember when we talked about Chris Paul?
Yeah,
and look
one-
out, Chris Paul now on the Suns, but we'll get to that.
Yes.
One thing. Twitter will really have you believe Russell Westbrook is bad at basketball.
Yeah, that's
one
Twitter
thing.
will make you believe anybody's bad at basketball.
Like, one thing I just want people to realize is Russell Westbrook is not a scrub.
yeah.
His days are not numbered in the NBA. They make it seem like he's worth nothing. He can still like the Rockets was his fault. Like he wanted to go to the Rockets to go to a situation that didn't fit him in any way, and then while he was there, he still did put up decent numbers before the break. Like he made the most of the situation before the pandemic. I still think he can be a key contributor on a team. I don't see him being the guy, but he could still be like a key contributor to a team.
But that's where I guess we kind of fall into like a little bit of a friction because the reports, and I stress reports because I know people like to just say, "Oh, he said this." No, he reportedly wants to go back to being the guy, the number one option on a team.
Yeah.
And can he win as the number one guy on the team? Do you think?
So that's my problem. Is I fuck with Russ. With Russ.
Love me some Westbrook.
But the problem with Westbrook, if he goes to the Knicks, is that depending on who the draft pick is, R.J. Barrett, and kind of what Tom Thibodeau is trying to get this team to be. And for all we know, we don't know what that is yet because we haven't seen the Knicks play yet. But
Westbrook is a Tibbs type player, though.
yeah, I think
Very
he would.
much- very much so.
I think he would love to play for Tibbs. But at the same time, I think it's gonna stunt the growth of the other players that need to grow around him. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't
You don't
think
think he's going to take them under their wing and be like, "Yo, this is how you win. This is how you grind."
he don't know how to win. I think that's a fair statement.
I just don't think. I think with Westbrook, it's like you're saying, where it's on the situation, and I just don't think that the Knicks are the place. Just the way the rest of the roster is set up for him to like have some success.
I don't think so. I think that if we were gonna trade for somebody, I would have preferred to trade for Chris Paul, who's on the Suns, so that's obviously out of the question now. But if Westbrook went to the Knicks, I mean, he's gonna sell a lot of tickets. I mean, the Garden's gonna sell out regardless.
It's a very Knicks move.
But it's a very Knicks move. I don't think that's a move that the team needs to make. Like what always ends up happening with the Knicks is we always chasing what was. I'm not saying Russell Westbrook is bad at basketball before niggas come at me. I'm just saying I don't think that's what we need to grow as a franchise. And I think that's fair. I can acknowledge that Russ is a great player, but I also acknowledge that my team should go in a different direction.
Do you think it's similar to Melo in 2015 when they gave him a
No.
Or is it totally different
Because
situation?
Melo could still carry when they made that trade.
Do you-
I think that Russ, the best situation for Russ would be a team that has like a young big man, or a young front court player
Charlotte,
that would pair well with him.
Yeah.
Miles Bridges.
Charlotte would be a good
Devontae
Graham. I mean, shit. Make Terry
Put him
come
on the
the
bench, 'cause
please.
he's a bum.
Please.
No,
Yo.
but I do think that
Not a
he's
bum, but
I think
not a starter.
He ain't worth 52 mil. I'll tell
He's
you
not.
that.
I'll tell you that.
that's a fact.
But that's on Michael Jordan paying a fucking bench player fucking 52.
And MJ wants Russ, Jordan Brand athlete. They literally have the same type of mentality.
Yes.
Yeah, I do think that it's just he can still be the main guy on a team that isn't necessarily a contender, but if his young big man that'll help them grow, he'll get them the rock. I just feel like that would be the best situation there. How many situations of teams that have good young big men?
Not that many.
Exactly.
No, here's the thing. It's twofold with the Knicks, right? On one hand, I understand why you would trade for Westbrook. All right, and you hate to say it, but you see what the Nets are doing in Brooklyn.
It's happening, y'all. Developing. The Nets and Rockets are nearing a deal that would send James Harden to Brooklyn.
Oh my god.
Is that really?
No, it's
developing?
It's. I mean,
Hasn't that been what the
this
rumors
is
are?
No, bro, but this is actually developing now. Like they're
Who
saying,
tweeted it?
Legion Hoops
Legion? If it's not Shams or Waj.
per A Pooch. I don't know who A Pooch
Oh,
is.
it's Pooch. Pooch said that. Oh yeah, believe it. Believe it.
Who's that?
Believe it. That's the Nets. The Nets guy that had the inside for KD and Kyrie coming. Oh, if Pooch said it, yeah, it's happening.
Oh my
It's
God.
happening.
All right. First of all, you know what?
If
you know
Anthony
what?
Puccione said it, it's happening.
Go.
But I'll finish my next point. All right.
Finish the next point, and then we'll get into that.
The next point was, I understand why you would trade for Westbrook because you kind of see what the Nets are doing with KD, Kyrie, now maybe Harden, right? So you need something that's kind of stay relevant, which would be a mistake. If you trade for him just to stay relevant and sell tickets in a pandemic, that's a mistake.
That would be hilarious.
It's also a mistake
Selling tickets
because
in a pandemic.
You'd be like, "Yo, come watch us play," but we can't have fans this season.
Cuomo would be like, "What the fuck are y'all doing?"
what the fuck these niggas doing?
Crip ass Cuomo.
But also
Gabagool.
from the standpoint of,
Nigga said.
but why would you do it? Because it doesn't make you a contender. And even by the time that the Knicks actually get the pieces around Westbrook, he's at the end of his contract, which, mind you, $47 million in that third year. Right? That's a lot of money. He will be 35 at that point, 34?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Karl Anthony Towns wasn't such a bitch. The fucking Timberwolves would be a great place.
Be a great place, right?
Yeah, for Westbrook. to go.
So it doesn't make any sense there. It doesn't make you a contender at all because you're not even better than you wouldn't even be a 6 seed.
It's his contract, man. That's
The contract
right
is what
now.
scares you. His talent does not. His fit does not. You could put him onto the Knicks,
Yeah.
and I think it would be good. But the Knicks should stay the course, build through the draft, develop your young guys, make it organic, and then you go out. That's how the Nets were able to attract KD and Kyrie. It wasn't because they're like, hey, look,
No, I
we
think
got
it's just
this
because
guy.
it was Brooklyn and they had cap space.
No, but I think you see it just.
Nah, but even so,
You
they
build
they
the
were
culture.
They,
You
they
build
were
the
they were a
environment.
playoff
The culture.
team. Like here's the thing:
fuck.
if the Nets were an absolute dumpster fire prior to
They wouldn't have gone.
They would never have gone.
prior to KD signing. You know what I'm saying, like, yo, they had a lot of hope. Like, you gotta think at this time, like, you still got Dinwiddie, D'Lo, and
You develop
What's-
Dinwiddie.
Cares.
Develop
Harris.
Harris.
But what's it? The
Joe,
fucking head-
you develop
head coach,
Joe Harris.
Head coach. What
You
the fuck
have
is
Kenny
it?
Atkinson.
Well, okay, you had
Yes.
Kenny Atkinson, right? Yeah, of course.
It was a team that you saw improvements year after year after year. Then they make the surprise run with the Reclamation Project, which was D'Angelo Russell, right? Make the playoffs there with the scrappy group of guys. The culture's good. They have a whole this cap space, right? And a bunch of,
Yeah,
pretty decent.
It's always. I mean, with the Knicks, it's always come down to changing the culture. And
That's the thing. You build. It's almost like how you build a football team, right? But you build the team, then you get the quarterback. With basketball, you get the surrounding pieces, the culture, and then you bring in the superstars to really, drive home the
look at
point.
Miami.
Exactly.
And if Westbrook's contract wasn't so wild, I could see him on the Heat.
Oh, that'd be a dope thing. But hey, man, it is what it is.
Yeah, let's talk about your team right now. Wait, first,
let's go.
let's just go around trades so far.
All right, so, big one, Suns.
Okay, there's been some discussion between the three of us about what this trade means.
About the Suns?
Yeah.
So you don't like it? I
No.
Why?
That's a win now move for a team that is not win now.
Well,
I understand you're like, oh, you're gonna try and appease Book, but like I don't think that really helped. That this is a team that wasn't in the playoffs, and this makes them a 7 seed to me.
Like I said, I think they're at their ceiling at peak at the very best. I think a 5
right.
at the very best because they're not better than the Lakers.
That's if DeAndre Ayton lives up to his draft.
He
Well, which he
was
has
he was
so far.
he was better.
He was 20. Was it 20 and 12 this year? Something like that. You're not better than the Lakers with them bringing back. I mean, AD's gonna. I think we all know he's gonna go back.
He's gonna resign.
You're not better than the Clippers, even if they mid as Doc as it goes. They still have the talent to be a top 3 seed. The Warriors. You're not gonna be better than the Nuggets, right? Portland will still be there, and I love the Robert. We'll get to the Robert Covington. I
Yeah.
love the Robert Covington
Great
pick.
fucking move.
So who are they knocking off?
Okay, so for me, it's not about winning. It's not about winning now. Yes, it's a win now move. That I definitely agree with you on. But it's more about the superstars. It's a superstar league. You need superstars on your team to win, and that's the problem.
Chris Paul is
that
still a superstar.
I'm not talking about Chris Paul. I'm talking about Devin Booker. He's 24 years old right now. By the time his contract is up in 2024, he's going to be 28 years old, right in his prime. Do you really, as a franchise, want to let Devin Booker potentially walk away? You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. They just gave him the extension. So to a degree, they have to improve.
But now they're in this bad contract situation.
they're in a bad contract situation for the next 4 or 5 for the next
so
3
until
years.
his contract's up.
Until his contract is up, John. But that's the problem, right? is that do you want him to walk away? Do you want to at least compete and be competitive? This is gonna keep them competitive.
For how long? Because they're not gonna be able to sign fucking other pieces.
But we don't know that yet.
No,
With
but
this bad contract.
only until Paul's contract goes out. 'Cause
And
he
that's
only
in
has-
3
How old is Chris Paul, dog?
Bro, Chris Paul is old, but listen, he just came over one of his best career seasons.
And I'm not disagreeing with that. I think this is a win now move for a team that does not win now.
I see,
I'm
but I
saying-
see what Miles is saying in the terms of, all right, it's a win now
if
move.
you want to help Book compete, I think there's other ways to do it than
But-
get Chris Paul.
But
So,
if you can,
like, what- like what?
if you
'Cause
can
we-
compete now, and then at the end of Chris Paul's contract in
2024.
24?
24.
I thought it was only till 2023.
No, 24, bro.
Okay,
He'll be 28 years old by that time.
no, CP3's contract.
Oh, CP3's contract.
When CP3's contract is out, right? And let's say that
Because he got this year, and I want to say next year with a player option.
yeah. Right. So let's say they compete 5C, whatever, and that's the best they can do with CP3. Whatever the free agent class is for that year when CP3's player option kicks in or whatever, or team option, maybe there's a superstar out there that's like, hey, I see what they're doing in Phoenix. Ayton's playing well. Booker's a superstar. Maybe I want to help them. You know, it's a possibility. I see what you're saying though, John.
Yeah,
it doesn't
absolutely.
make them a championship contender right now.
Absolutely not.
Not at all.
Absolutely
like not
not.
even close.
And John, thinking of it from the bottom line, that's what it is. It's a bottom line
Yes.
league, and the goal is to win championships, but you got to have the big picture in mind. You're already in the West with Golden State, both LA teams, the Mavericks, Portland. It's tough.
You want to at least
But you
stay
have to
relevant
be competitive.
and show that you're
And it's-
superstar that you're
and
willing
this-
to.
this-
I think he had a foot out the door anyway, and I don't think this helps as much as
I don't
you
know.
think.
I also
if he
think
had
it's
a foot out the door, he wouldn't have signed. He wouldn't have signed the extension.
he wouldn't have signed the
Bro,
extension.
he's mad young and he took that fucking money.
No, because you could.
He took that money and literally was like, trade me to the Timberwolves. Trade me to the Timberwolves.
But
Are
he
you fucking
could
kidding me, dog?
have walked by himself.
He could have walked and made more money.
No, he couldn't have. He was a restricted free agent. He's off his rookie deal.
What do you mean? When did he resign?
He wasn't a free agent.
No, they gave him the extension.
I'm saying they gave him the extension.
And then what? He
If
was not
he-
going to
if-
walk. He
if-
was a restricted free agent. The Suns would have matched anything. Come on.
I mean, they could have, but I mean, he could have left to just go to a better situation. If he really wanted, I see what you're saying though, because he wanted.
Bro,
because he
young
wanted
boy
money.
took the money. So then, if it wasn't that, then why the fuck is he out here like trade me to the Timberwolves? I want to go team up with my boys, or try and get them here, and it's not happening. So
It's
he's like, all right,
definitely
so
not-
trade me.
It's definitely not happening. But
Bro,
I do.
come on,
But I do.
Booker to Mini. Let's get it.
I definitely see what you're saying about it being a win now move, but I don't know. I think you gotta stay competitive as a franchise. If Devin Booker walks in 4 years, then he walks. If you request a trade, you request a trade. But I feel like it's at least keeps him competitive.
It's just that deal is just so bad that it's not. They're not going to be able to sign the role players that will help them be more competitive.
I don't know.
That's my thing. That's such a bad deal.
I mean, I
This
know.
contract is fucking terrible, bro.
I don't like. Yeah, the Chris Paul shit. 44 million is just a lot. Like the fact that him and James Harden is really making like basically the same amount of money right now is like ridiculous.
Yeah,
think it's
and if
crazy.
they do that, to me,
crazy.
I think I don't see it happening because I feel like he's going to want to go to a contender. But I think Paul Millsap is a good piece for that team.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not
I don't
high
know.
on Paul Millsap at all.
I don't know. Listen. I understand why the trade happened. I understand what you're saying though. I'm not saying, and I'm also not disagreeing with you. By the
Yeah.
way, I'm just saying on top of what you're saying, this keeps them competitive. It's a win now move, but
Now, from there, other moves that have been made. The big ones have been the Bucks are fucking legit, bro.
they're loading up.
Yeah. First of all, David Griffin is great, and also him with the Pelicans. One of the things was he did not want to trade Drew he did not want to keep Drew in the West.
Oh, sorry. Wait. Before we like actually like dive into that, I
Yeah.
just want to say OKC has how many fucking picks? I want to say it's 13 round.
They're the Celtics.
I thought it was like 16 over the next like 4 years.
16
or something
over
like that.
16 picks and 16 first round picks until 2026.
Yeah, because the
I'm not-
fucking Clippers, dog.
I'm not. I don't know how much that actually means in 20, like with the draft.
They're waiting for Bronny, bro.
But tank for Bronny. Yeah, they got mad fucking picks. But yes, Bucks.
Yeah, them getting Drew Holiday is fucking huge. That's that, and it's not even that, and then them getting Bogdan, freeing him from the shackles of the terrible organization that is the Kings. But like now you're talking about a lineup that is potentially Drew, Bogdan, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Brook Lopez. It doesn't even matter who you put at the 5. But like that's a really fucking strong lineup.
You want to know what the bottom line is? None of this is gonna matter if Giannis doesn't improve.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it is for me. Like, I think now, if Giannis, like, okay.
But also, Eric Bledsoe was not a plus.
Well, I'll say this. I say you trade for Drew Holiday and you give up George Hill and George Hill and Eric Bledsoe. That is an upgrade on both ends because Drew Holiday will give you both of what George Hill and Eric Bledsoe were able to do.
Yeah.
But on top of that,
You're losing depth.
yeah,
A lot of it. Because then they traded White Dante to get Bogdan.
Yeah, they did trade
I
White
thought
Dante.
I thought they kept him because he was that would have been a very key. They basically traded their whole bench depth.
Basically. But I mean, they traded their depth, but they
It's easy to
upgraded.
retool when you have the best roster in the NBA. I'll
And
tell you that.
that is facts. But at the same time, Giannis has to get better. That's the bottom line for me. If Giannis doesn't develop as a jump shooter, if he stays the same, because he's still gonna be the guy. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Stays
like
the same, Bam. Don't keep clamping him down.
Yeah, I'm saying, it's not like Giannis is losing minutes to any of these dudes. Giannis still needs to be the MVP for this team to go anywhere. And I'm not talking about the regular season MVP. He needs to be the best player on the court when it matters.
Now, to that other move that you want to talk about, that low-key move, Blazers trading for Robert Covington. Starts of the Rockets fire sale, which also I don't miss. I said that the Rockets, I was like, I think that they're done and they need to trade James Harden, but we'll get into that after. But Robert Covington traded to the Blazers. Brilliant move by the Blazers. Filling a big position of need for them. Love to see it. I want to see the Blazers succeed.
Robert Covington, one of my favorite players in the league.
Yeah. No, he's fucking great, man.
He's definitely one of the better rotational dudes in the league.
Won a lot of money off of him this in the bubble for
about
the
to
prop
say.
bets with will he make his first three? Hell, yo, every time from the wing. Every
I'm
time
about to
from
say,
the wing.
man, you get a great defender in Robert Covington, a great wing presence. You
Do
know
we
what
know
I'm
what
saying?
Trevor Ariza's contract is? Because he just didn't play in the bubble. He
I
might be
think,
back.
Well,
I think he's
well,
gonna
Ariza-
get bought. I think he's gonna get bought out.
Okay.
It's not big. It's
Yeah.
maybe
No,
like
I just didn't know if it was expiring or not.
is it maybe like 11 mil
honestly,
if that. So nothing,
he was a free agent now or
nothing
not,
crazy.
Yeah, and like I said, when we talked about contenders when it came to the Suns trade, the Blazers are going to be another.
This is a
legitimate
full
contender.
healthy Blazers. Part of the reason why they were they didn't have a good record going into the bubble was everyone was hurt. So now you're having them healthy coming in. It's like, hey man,
And
I
then you
have
got-
heard
yeah,
that people have given thoughts that CJ
might be on the block.
needs to leave. And what do you guys
I've heard
think
a lot
about
about
that?
that.
Because honestly, I think if I would have entertained an idea of Portland trying to get Drew Holiday, because I think Drew would have been a perfect fit next to.
That's the
Damn.
only
Like,
that's the
yeah.
only piece I could see them trading CJ for and it being beneficial.
Exactly.
I don't think there's any other person who's available that would really help them more than what CJ is giving. Because CJ is at least improving defensively each year. He's still there. And a big thing about Portland is the culture, and they love him. So I literally think the only person that would have been worth it was Drew. Now it's just like, who can you get for CJ that would really fit better than CJ?
yeah. I think moving CJ for anybody outside of Drew Holiday right now would be a very lateral move. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it makes the Blazers that much significantly better. But I do think just going back to the trade and talking about just talking about that, because I mean honestly I don't think trading CJ is like the answer to their problems. But with a healthy team,
I think they only gave up picks for Covington too. I don't think they traded anyone.
I think
actually.
so. Yeah, I believe
they
so.
gave Ariza.
Oh well, Ariza.
Oh, they
but
gave
I mean,
Ariza.
Yeah,
They gave Ariza.
Oh,
Ariza,
so
yeah.
they're good, bro.
They gave
They're
Ariza.
good.
No, did you see the joke that said Portland got more? No, Houston got more first round picks for Robert Covington than they did for DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, I
Wow.
saw that shit.
Which is true.
Wow, that's yeah. But yeah, I fuck with the move.
I mean,
It
that
was
lineup-
very low key move once again.
But I think that was probably my favorite of the craziness that was Monday night. But yeah, a lineup of CJ, Dame, Covington, Nurk, and then whoever they run at the 4. Hey,
Apparently they want to keep Melo there, so Melo's your six man coming to the bench getting buckets.
That's
how
not
could
bad.
I
Yeah.
forget about that guy, Carmelo Anthony?
Yeah, man, they're looking good.
If oh my goodness, yo, that's gonna be such a great team to watch.
Yeah.
I just hope that they can win games.
I think they will though.
Yeah.
I think healthy they will win games.
I'm self-declaring that Damian Lillard is my new favorite player. That's that's the guy.
Hey man, there's a lot of moves to be made. Speaking of which, how the tides have turned from at first when the
How you gonna say it in such a fucking how the tides have
yeah,
turned?
because it first went the Rockets are thinking about trading Harden and Westbrook, and James Harden go, no, I want to stay here. Da 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 da. To him going, shit, the Nets want me.
Hold up. I'm just saying.
Turning down $50 million.
That for
I'll
me,
never ever turn down $50 million.
I'm
ever.
sorry.
for anything,
Bro, you know how much $50 million in an 82 game season is?
Bro.
That's over $600,000 a season, bro.
A game?
Yes.
No,
I mean
a game.
Sorry, per
bro.
game.
Imagine just betting $600,000 just to play a game, just to shoot a ball through a hoop.
Bro.
Put me on the court.
The two fucking tweets. It's fucking Kaz, and he goes, "You know how much I gotta not like you to turn down $50 million a year? Like
Facts,
bro.
He would have been the first player in history to be making $50 million a year.
like insane." But hey, man, I don't miss. And then Jesus, when he said I ordered sushi and said I didn't want the free miso soup that came with it, so I completely understand Harden turning down $50 million. That shit had me crying.
Yo, Jesus does not miss with his tweets.
Nah,
Him shits
bro.
is hilarious.
That's what got them a show. Them just tweeting, bro.
Like
Oh
I
my
think
God.
Mero is funny,
That's what got them
funnier
the
because of
podcast.
his antics.
Yeah.
But Jesus definitely has the better tweets. He has the better Twitter.
That shit was OD.
I don't. I just 50 mil. Nah,
lot.
he's officially in the same conversation with Dave Chappelle. There it is.
I mean,
Bro,
it's
that was like Pat Mahomes type
yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's so crazy. Like, there's NFL quarterbacks that don't even have 50 million on their contracts, bro. Like, it's crazy.
Hey, that's the NFL's fault.
Nigga, there's athletes, professional athletes that don't got 50 mil on their contract. This nigga will get it. They're like, you could have like a 4-year, 48 mil. Nigga will get 1 year and he's getting 50 mil. Like, that's crazy.
Nah, I think it was a few seasons ago when James Harden got like the first like super max, and it was just like, yo, he's making over 40 mil, and then everybody else started getting 40 mil. It's like,
It's like,
whatever.
it's whatever.
But still, in a relatively short, oh my god, it's like I love that the NBA is such a players' league, but I hate it at the same time because like,
Hey, man.
like the Rockets have no leverage in the situation at all.
And on top of that, they fucking, I said it, bro. They needed to blow it up. If they wanted to keep Harden, they could have. And like I said, trade Westbrook, get what you can out of it, and build from there and do like an accelerated rebuild. But this shit right here, man.
It wouldn't have been a rebuild. It would have been a retool.
Yeah.
But this
But,
is
ugh.
no. But that's why it doesn't make sense. But going to it, that's why it doesn't make sense for them to get Kyrie. If
Oh,
you're
yeah,
going
it
to do
doesn't.
a rebuild, you do a rebuild. Bringing on another superstar that already is going to be getting paid a lot of money doesn't make any sense for the direction of the team.
But for the Rockets, even so, like, what are the Nets giving them?
Okay, so the
Yeah,
best the
I was
Nets
doing
can
that
do.
too.
That's why it
Is
came down
all
to
of your
this.
young
10
players.
first round picks, Spencer Dinwiddie and
Karras.
Nah.
You got
LeVert.
to get Karras in there.
Karras gotta go.
So this is what I saw, which I actually didn't mind. Right. So obviously, Spencer, Karras, Jared Allen. I saw Rodion's Karuk, so you could do Karuks or Prince, whatever, just to make the money work. Right. First round pick this year because number 19, we're not really gonna need it. Right. A first round pick in 2021, a swap for 2022. And I think a swap in 2025, which I think the swaps are important because you're not giving the pick away. You're just swapping. So you
Daryl
still,
Morey is with you guys right now, right?
no, he's with the Sixers.
Sixers.
So that's the other thing, right? So I think the Sixers have a better pack. They can package something better for Harden.
Yeah, because they can give Ben and less.
They can give Ben and less. Yes.
I think the Sixers don't want to give Ben.
They don't.
And that's what stalled it. But I think if they were smart, they would give Ben.
But
Yeah,
they'd
I
also
understand that Harden and Ben actually would play well together, but it's just.
What would you rather have? Would you rather have JoJo and Harden, or would you rather have Ben and Harden?
It's not a question.
It's not.
It's
and,
not
and,
even a
and,
question,
and to
bro.
me, if I'm Daryl Morey, you got to cut your losses at some
You
point.
got to, bro.
You got to take the better lefty that can shoot. That's all I'm saying.
I honestly think
My son
that-
John looking like a brown Keenan Allen. Yeah.
isn't Keenan Allen already brown?
Well, I mean, but he don't. Never mind. Forget it. You know.
I
what
just
I'm
don't-
talking about.
Keenan Allen like 23% Guyanese. You know that?
Oh, word?
Nah, I don't know.
But 23% was just such a weird number.
Yeah, 23 and me.
I'm dead ass introducing John next week. To my left, brown Keenan Allen. Oh my god.
But
It's the beard.
Spicy Keenan Allen.
Spicy Keenan. Curry Keenan in the building.
Curry Keenan
Curry
is OD.
with a K. Curry Keenan.
I got to tweet at him this when they play the Jets next week. Curry Keenan.
Curry Keenan.
Nah, but I just
You also have to remember, right?
I
till
just don't like Harden on the Nets.
the split
just
was,
for the league.
It was rocky.
I
though.
don't like it either.
Just for
I
the
hate
league.
it. I hope this shit don't go
want it.
through.
Yeah, like I
What?
don't.
For what?
Just for the league.
Y'all niggas, you know what? See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Crabs in a barrel. now that Justin's team's finally doing
This
something
has
good.
nothing to do with your team.
Yeah,
dog.
it's everything to do. It has everything to do.
It's really
It's
nothing.
not all about
guys
you.
yes, it is.
So that actually happening kind of upsets me.
You tell me. You tell me right now. Hand to God, if the Mavericks had a chance to get 3 superstars, you would be like, nah, fuck that shit. I don't want it.
I'm not gonna say I wouldn't want it,
Oh,
but
okay.
like I
Miles,
understand.
The Knicks had a chance to get 3 superstars.
Which 3 superstars?
Doesn't-
Name
no,
3. Name
no,
3.
no.
Just name 3. Just name 3.
All right, let me hit. If you were able to
What
have
superstar?
if you could have KD, Steph, and Clay, you gonna tell me that the league is broken now?
Yeah, absolutely. We saw it.
You were
Yeah,
fucking
that
like
shit was-
on your team.
that
You're
shit
gonna
was
be
broken as fuck,
complaining.
dog.
You're gonna be complaining.
I didn't say I would be complaining.
No, that's
I
what the
I would
question
be
is.
like, we're winning
That's
the
the
chip,
question.
and I would be all, and I'll
That's
wear a
the
Knicks jersey, and I'll be
question.
like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you,
Exactly.
fuck you. I'm a Knicks man, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Shout out Mike Woodson, you heard. That's it.
If
The
it's
only
not my
superstar that would come to the Mavericks and I would be like, bet would be like KD.
So exactly. So if you got Luka, KD, and Porzingis, you're gonna be like, nah, fuck this shit. The league not fair enough.
But I would
feel
literally
fuck this
still
shit. I don't want it because it's
think
not fair to the league.
I would still say it's unfair to the league,
It is
but
unfair.
like I'm still winning.
But
like,
fuck that shit. Mavericks all day, baby.
Yeah, but like but
They're
it's
not,
still
they're,
unfair
not,
to the league.
they're
bro.
not mutually exclusive. You can acknowledge that
Exactly.
the team is stacked, but you know,
And it
also
being
say-
unfair,
Yeah,
bro.
right.
Like-
It's fair only because it's me.
And that's where we differ. But
But-
I really think that if the Rockets like wanted like if they're smart about this, they should make this trade. I don't think Harden has a no trade either. Either way, they should try and get this trade to the Sixers. They should not do it with the Nets. I just think that them starting with Ben Simmons would just be better off a rip, and then it just increase that they need to offload Westbrook.
I think where the difficulty comes with the Sixers one isn't about personnel players wise. I think because of
So much money they have locked up.
Well, no, I would say like the Rocky split between Daryl Morey leaving and then Tillman Fertitta, the owner of the Rockets. I mean, Fertitta could just go to the GM of Rockets and be like, "Yo, don't trade to this nigga. Like, fuck that nigga. Like, you know." So that's the only reason. That's the only thing I can see.
Yeah, and if
as
he
the
did that
stopper.
shit, he'd be an idiot because he'd be getting more out of the Sixers.
Hey, Patty,
Because it'll probably be Tobias to make up money because that contract is big. I don't think Ben signed an extension yet, or did he? No, he did.
No, he did.
He
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
So Ben's got to go.
Hey, petty people do petty things, man. But other than that, I also like the other trade, Drew Holiday to the Bucks. It's an improvement of Eric Bledsoe, but I guess we already kind of talked about it. It doesn't do much. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just got all worked up. But it's a great trade. It doesn't move them any further than maybe like an inch, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but they already won in the East. Does that help them get past the Heat? It depends on Giannis.
Because I was gonna say like,
Does
Giannis was hurt, but like they still needed Bledsoe to come up, and Bledsoe folded.
Yeah, and Drew's not doing that, Doug. Drew's fucking.
Drew's the
great.
truth. So
yeah, Drew's the real
and also Bogdanovich, which I think is a really good
yeah,
pickup.
yeah. That's a great fit for their team.
Bogdan, not Bohan.
The younger one.
Bogdan.
Boyan is with the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
Bogdan was with the Kings.
Bojan.
Yeah.
Bogdan.
Bojan is in Utah.
So Botan is on the Jazz.
You're
and then
just-
Bogdan.
Yeah, you're
boy.
just fucking us all out at this
Yeah,
point.
I know. I'm sorry.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I mean, his name is easier than John's last name, but imagine it's mad easy for me to pronounce to say Boyan Bogdanovich.
You can't say my last name?
You're like any white professor. You know what I'm saying?
Joan Mutu.
Listen, yo, that's why the fucking Key and Peele sketch where these niggas is in class and he's mispronouncing the easiest name is like it's perfect.
Shag Hennessy.
Oh, Shaq Hennessy.
Jaquelin.
Jacqueline. D Nice.
But hey, man, by the time this episode comes out, a trade for James Harden most likely will be made, and there probably is going to be an emergency pod about that.
Well, you guys want me to get you a Harden jersey? What size? You bet a large. John, you probably like an XL. Yeah, you got those nice strapping shoulders. Yeah, it's all right. Presents for everybody. Matt, I'm gonna get you a child's medium. Don't worry. And we're gonna do this.
If Harden goes to the Nets, I'm just gonna be tight, and I'm expecting a text from James to be like, "Yo,
Bro, as soon as this thing goes in, I'm dead texting James. Like, I'm just gonna text him the.
I'm be like,
smirking
yo,
emoji.
I'll be like, yo, that's mad head." But you know what, James? And if y'all don't know James, that's one of my boys that we went to college with. Fucking was a Warriors fan before like all of the bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't, but
Yeah,
he was a
whatever.
Warriors fan once they.
He was
started
really
winning.
a Steph Curry fan.
Oh wait, hold on. Breaking news.
No.
The Jets released Pierre Desir. Let's get it.
Oh wow.
Got everybody's neck. But no, the Jets actually did get rid of Pierre Desir.
Oh wow.
Thank God.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, there's so many corners for you to design.
That's all right.
All right, but yeah. Anyway,
He'll go
you know
for
what
contender.
could have been avoided in all this though? I think
Talk to me.
didn't have to trade for Drew. Give up those 3 firsts, which aren't as bad as
What you're
when I
about
think
to give
about
up for Harden?
What? No, I'm saying Drew Holiday. I don't think Drew Holiday was worth 3 first-round picks.
Oh, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like that like
Those first round picks don't mean anything to a number 1 seed though.
But they have to be good over the next 5 years, which means.
And
but I'm assuming they already know that.
They have to re-sign Giannis so they're going to get the next 5
But
years.
I assume they do this trade because they know that Giannis will re-sign.
Yeah.
But if it implodes, it's going to look really bad. You know, like God forbid Giannis gets hurt or like somebody big gets hurt and they end up kind of folding or not being as good in the playoffs. You know, Pelicans swoop in, get a nicer side draft pick. But I will say, if they just re-sign Malcolm Brogdon, I don't think they don't go after Drew Holiday. They don't go after Bogdanovich.
But they realize that mistake now.
Maybe Bogdan, maybe. I think Malcolm takes over as a starting point guard over Eric Bledsoe.
I mean, it would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
Would have been a heck of a lot better.
Hindsight is
That's
so 2020.
that's another team, where trades might happen. There's a lot of potential trades like Oladipo. A lot of people are saying Miles Turner might be out of there too. Oladipo's name's been a lot of headlines. He's out here people are saying that he's been telling teams to come get him.
All right, I'm sick. I mean, it's not sexist in any way, but I'm so sick of I feel like a lot of stuff going on is with a lot of players, either wives, girlfriends, sisters. Al Horford's sister be wiling. It's either his sister or his wife. I forget who. She be wiling on Twitter, coming at people's necks and yo, Horford is not as good as you think. I know that's fan, whatever, but he's not as good as you think. Victor Oladipo's sister was the one that was coming at Miles Turner's head when the report came out that Oladipo was asking people to trade for him.
Miles Turner
and
tweet.
she was she put the emojis, and he was like, bro, what the fuck?
It's a lot of complaining going on over here.
Yeah,
man.
and
NBA, the Divas League, but I love it though.
Divas League.
The Divas League.
I still want Oladipo. So
Yeah,
listen,
nah,
Oladipo is a solid contributor.
Listen, if we could package both, see now they're beefing. But one of the, I saw a couple things on Mavs Twitter, which is sometimes. Shout out to Reddit Maverick, so he's the best. And maybe when we finish JoJo's, we'll do that Akira episode. But it's they're if we could somehow make a package for Miles Turner and Oladipo, and I'm like, sir, you don't got the facilities for that big man. But if we could get one of them, either one of them, that would be huge. I've been saying I want my wish list since Beal is apparently off the table. It was always Beal, Oladipo, and then Drew. Preferably Drew first, but they don't want to trade in the West. David Griffin's a good GM.
Smart move.
So now this other thing has been coming up a lot. 2 things. One more specifically. Zach LaVine has been in the headlines, and one of the things is that the Mavs are looking at him. I don't want Zach LaVine, bro.
Zach LaVine is in that weird spot where it's you don't know if you can build around him or if he should just be
The only reason I don't
yeah.
want Zach LaVine is because we would have to actually give up assets for him, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And all we're doing is making our offense better when we had the most efficient offense in history last year. I'm not worried about that. I want people to play defense, bro.
And that's the problem that people have with the James Harden trade to the Nets is that
Where are you gonna get defense
where's
from?
defense from?
Yeah.
And I think
At that point,
but it comes from. I mean, you have to figure.
When you can score 160 points a
Exactly.
game, who needs defense?
But it comes
Dream team
from.
shit.
But it comes from just who Sean Marks would pick up in free agency. Just finding a solid guy.
Isn't it fucking annoying that D'Antoni is on the coaching staff for fucking the Nets and Harden is trying to force his way to Brooklyn now? Essentially, this is some bullshit.
Which makes it that much more interesting as to
Yeah,
why it
tea
did not
leaves.
work out in Houston.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, because Mike D'Antoni's not a head coach, so I've been saying it for years.
Yeah.
But if I don't like a nigga, I'm not gonna try and go to the same team as him. I wouldn't be forcing a trade to the team I know that D'Antoni is on if I don't like him.
But
I
maybe he does like him.
I don't think that he doesn't like
He
it.
doesn't like him as head coach.
maybe
Yeah, because at the end of the day, look at the numbers he was putting up when an offense was run entirely through him, set up to just score.
It's I fucks with you, but
That's
just
the
not
reason
like
why.
that.
That's the reason why he got paid. But Sorry, let me have my moment.
Sorry,
Fuck.
John. Have your moment.
The other thing is
Sorry. Like all your teams aren't good. Have your moment, John.
Yeah.
Right?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
hit it on myself.
Song for you, the world's smallest violin.
Man's basketball team went further in the playoffs last year.
Right.
Football
Like-
team went further in the playoffs last year. But yes, John.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Let
Talk-
you have your
talk to him,
moment.
John.
Oh my
Talk to him,
God.
John.
Listen, we
Yeah.
spent a lot of time on the Knicks and them not doing anything. Whereas the Nets might get James Harden, so I don't want to hear it.
Yes, John, have your moment.
But no,
Yeah, but you got Alabaster Ewing. Come on.
I know. The white LeBron James. I have Alabaster Ewing and the white LeBron James. But the last thing was Buddy Hield apparently wants to play for the Mavs.
Yeah, nah,
and
I
we
saw
already
that
know
too.
that the Kings are gonna tear it down because they're garbage, and he's beefing with Luke Walton, who shouldn't be a coach anyway.
True.
Buddy Hield, I don't mind, depending on who we give up. We can't. We just need people to play defense, bro. I'm not worried about our scoring. Having a secondary playmaker or like Buddy can carry an offense.
I was going to ask, would you be comfortable giving up like Seth Curry
yes
for Buddy?
Yeah, because we're basically
Yeah.
getting the same thing out of him, and Buddy's younger.
Buddy's younger.
I don't mind
Big
giving him
facts.
Seth or Tim for Buddy, but like, I don't want to give up Dorian Finney-Smith. I don't want to give up Maxey. I don't want to give up Jalen Brunson, even though he's small. He does play defense.
It's funny you say that because
Maxey,
remember
Kalibo.
the trade I had
The
sent
one I
you?
did, yeah, it had all of them.
The next one, I'm like, there's no way these niggas going to give up all of them and Dorian Finney-Smith. Like, nah.
Bro, that trade that I sent you guys was me fucking around, and Mavs Twitter was ablaze. Like they were like, "This is the dumbest trade
you
ever."
gotta be careful, man. Yo,
I was
becoming-
literally like, y'all know it was bugging. Like I was dead as just bullshitting, but whatever.
No, it's because we
They
got
didn't know that.
They
this,
didn't.
this year has been the weirdest. Like, all right, everybody has access to a trade machine, so let's just throw out these random ass. Like, you're seeing like 5-team trades that would never ever happen. It
was
it's
just
like, what the hell is going on here?
5-team trades, imagine.
But like, listen, all I'm saying is if we can somehow get into some of these 3-team trades and maybe swing someone, I would like that. But I don't really care about our picks that much. Honestly, we always find good people. This year, I do kind of want that kid from TCU though, because I feel like he's a perfect fit for what we want, and he has a good a good floor. But that's why they were like, they don't see us giving up the 18th pick unless we're getting someone really good in return. But I don't really want Zach LaVine, even though Mavs Twitter's enamored with him right now. But Buddy Hield, I feel like would be a good fit. We just need defense, bro. Give me Oladipo. I don't know who we trade for him, but give me Oladipo.
Hey, man.
Oladipo.
Hey, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be an interesting week.
Hey, look, and here's the thing, right? With the my last point on if Harden goes to the Nets. Everybody says, all right, there's only one ball. Like, no shit. Of course, everybody knows there's only one ball. Like, it's not a funny joke. Like, there was the one video that said what the Nets would be like, and it was the guy at the 2K, and it was just passing the ball to each guy. They were going ISO for like 10 seconds, ending in a Kyrie 3. That was hilarious. But at the same time, with any team up with superstars, there's always going to be conversations, right, between the players. What the roles is, there's always going to be sacrifice. With the Heat, right? LeBron, Wade, Bosh, all alphas on their respective teams. They come together, boom, works. KD goes to the Warriors. And remember, people were like, it's not going to work because KD does not fit inside what the Warriors do. The Warriors' way of them, screens, all this other stuff, get Steph open, get Clay open. That's what people were saying. Back-to-back championships, right? I'm not saying that it's going to immediately work. There's going to be some bumps in the road, but it's not out of the realm of possibility that it could work.
System in place.
Okay,
though.
my
System in
only
place.
and my only thing is, on all of those teams, everyone outside of the gym knew who the alpha was. Who didn't? Everyone knew LeBron was the alpha. Everyone knew KD was the alpha.
Did they?
Yeah.
That's why KD left. Because I feel
No,
like KD
KD
got
Because of Draymond, bro. Draymond wasn't even the alpha before he got there. It's different.
But it's
No,
part of the locker room though.
But they still won, right?
You can
Because
win.
they
You
took
can win in a
KD as
toxic
the alpha.
environment. Wasn't Michael Jordan beating the shit out of his teammates and they still won?
Because they took KD as bro. If you're gonna say the only person, if you're gonna say the only person who didn't take KD as the alpha was fucking Draymond Green, I think you're okay.
You didn't tell me. So Steph knew that KD coming in was
think
alpha.
So. I really think because first of all, Steph's not even that type of dude anyway. But I think Steph knew KD was that guy. At no point did they go, oh, LeBron James is not the best player in the world because of Steph Curry.
LeBron's James.
LeBron James.
Yeah, at no point
LeBron's.
was that the case. But if you have Harden and KD,
Two friends who've played together before.
not when Harden was like the Harden he is now, though.
But that's the thing. Why
That's
can't
my
he go
thing.
back?
I was gonna say the same.
No,
is-
I understand this, right? But
Yeah.
that kind of disregards what Harden was, who Harden was as a basketball player before the last 7 years, right?
That's a long time, dog.
It is a long time, but you don't forget how to not be that guy. You can go and fill a role somewhere. You can go from being an alpha somewhere to filling a role.
That's
It's
harder
possible.
said than
You know
done.
what?
I didn't say it's
I
not
know it's
possible.
harder said than done,
That's
but I
harder
feel
said
like
than done.
that's the narrative is like it can't happen.
This is
No, I think it could work, but at the end of the
Bro.
day, someone needs
someone has to be
Bro, to me,
the
it's
guy.
the same. It's to a lesser extent what was happening in Minnesota, where they didn't. I mean, in Philly, where they didn't accept Jimmy as the alpha, and if they did, they could have
Which
gone
made-
further.
But I feel,
I don't know,
I
bro.
feel like that goes more to like the young egos than it does to 3 established
I know
guys.
they are established veterans, but at the end of the day, like KD is Kevin Durant, but James Harden's been.
I think if Harden and Harden
James Harden just turned out $50 million a year.
Harden
Like,
sees. All right, here's the thing, right? Where I think Harden sees the headlines. He sees the slander, right? He knows that his legacy is based off of him not getting a ring. I think he sacrifices
he does what KD did.
and does what KD did so he can get that ring because KD has a ring. His boy already has 2 and 2 Finals MVPs.
and then he does what KD did and then leaves after.
Hey, it doesn't matter because you already got what you needed. Kyrie,
Then he'll go to the Knicks.
there he
After.
goes to the Knicks. There you go.
That's exactly what
Crosstown
happened.
rivalry.
That's exactly what happened. They'd win
He is
2
not
chips,
happy.
and James Harden would leave in free agency to go to the Knicks.
Bye, John.
To team up with Russell Westbrook.
Justin-
Oh yeah, again, absolutely.
Justin, I'm interested in what you're saying, so please
All
continue
right.
speaking.
So, right. So, like James Harden, I think at this point in his career, he doesn't need to be the alpha. There's nothing left for him to prove. He's an MVP already. He's a 3-time scoring champ. He's going to go down as arguably the greatest, one of the greatest scorers of all time. He doesn't need to be the alpha.
He don't.
KD has the Finals MVPs. He has the acumen. He has his MVPs, right? Kyrie made his claim to fame being what? A secondary guy, right? One of the
Kyrie
biggest.
thinks
He's
the
gonna
alpha.
have to actually be the tertiary guy in this situation.
Which I think can happen because there's nothing that, and Boston situation aside, he was arguably the best player on the Celtics, right? Yes, the Celtics overachieved with going to the playoffs with a young team, but also like in the Philadelphia 76 situation, a bunch of young upstart guys that had egos. Terry Rozier, ego, because Terry Rozier was getting all the burn when Kyrie was hurt, and Terry Rozier's coming back, and now he's back to the backup guard. It's like, whoa. Jaylen Brown, the same thing. I think the only one that actually kind of meshed with Kyrie, and he said it in like an exit interview, was Jason Tatum. And Tatum was like, yeah, Kyrie helped me grow as a player. Even now, Kyrie still reaches out to me, tells me what I can do, helps me out, things like that. So I think the narrative around Kyrie is one that's been
it's bullshit.
it's
I
been
agree with
blown
that,
up.
yeah.
I don't think that Kyrie's ego is one that, I need to be the guy. When you have 2 guys, and like he said, I'm finally in a situation where, hey, that guy can make the shot. Like when that blew up, like, that guy can make the last shot too. Now you have 2 guys. Oh, yeah, 2 guys can make the shot. All right, fine. I'm cool.
Someone's gonna be open, dog.
Someone's going to be open. If I'm not open, he's open. If he's not open, I'm open. If we're not open, they're open. And look at that.
see-
Joe Harris is coming around on the screen. He's open in the corner.
I really
Y'all
see
still
every
think-
side. I really see every side to this, but the only thing I'm gonna contribute is I really do understand what JT is saying. When you got 3 players that are arguably, not even arguably, that are top 3 at their positions, you'll find a way to make it work. Like they see the bigger picture, and the good thing about
That's why it's bad for the league because
well, yes, I don't want the Nets to win. We
just gonna
can't
win
let
all the time.
We can't let the Nets win.
I'm sorry I lied to you, Martin.
honestly, what'll happen is you guys the first year it'll be like the Heat, and then you'll have to lose to the Mavericks in the finals.
Exactly, and I said this on the pod I was on. The Pelicans.
Shout it
pod.
out.
So it's in the know. They are a good pod. They got some really good. Mason Ginsberg runs it. He's a very very cool guy.
Very great.
And
man.
Shamek,
Very-
also the
very-
co-host.
very great
very
man.
very good guy. He's outstanding. Very great guy.
Very
Love him.
good guy.
But I said it, and they asked me like, "Oh, do you think it's going to be a problem with like Nash, first year head coach, such a high profile coaching, roster, right?"
We
They go
all
back-
coaching this, but I remember that part of the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all coaching.
We all coaching, right? But that's the thing. In the Heat's first year, the Heatles' first year, I think we all remember that one scene when the Heat were losing in a game and LeBron low-key bumped Spoelstra walking to the timeout, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, this is it. LeBron's going to take over, and he's not going to mess with Spoelstra." Boom! Look at that, back-to-back championships. There's gonna be bumps in the road, of course. Like
Yeah.
no team doesn't have bumps in the road.
Growing pains.
Like what do you call it? KD and Draymond were literally about to fight on the sidelines, and they still won a chip that year. So
It's crazy.
You're too close, man.
you're too close, man. You're too close. So there will be bumps in the road. Yes. Do I expect a championship in the first year? Hell no. It'd be I'd be dumb to expect that. But do I expect a championship within this 3-year window? Yes, I think it's fair to say that. Even without Harden, I think it was fair to expect a championship.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Like I
want
said,
super
We don't.
teams
We just
anymore.
don't want an OP fucking Nets
I
team,
just
bro.
don't want super teams anymore.
Hey,
I want to. I
hey,
want to go into the season going, damn, anyone could really win it.
John,
that's it. That's
this
all
is-
I
this
want.
is- this is coming
I'm
from
a
a place-
basketball purist.
This is coming from a place of a
Okay.
guy that's seen a championship already. He's seen it already. Miles, I'm sick of this shit. He's seen it with the Ravens. He's seen it with the Mavericks. He's seen it with the Yankees.
He's
He
literally
is 3
seen-
for 3 with his teams.
I'm a basketball purist. Okay.
I'm 2 for 3. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get the third one, but you know what? It's all right.
Listen, y'all.
Nigga, I'm 1
Y'all
for
know
3.
I love basketball, all right?
I love it too, but at the same time, I've never been in this situation before, and I'm just gonna ride it till the wheels fall off.
Yo, it's funny. Chris Paul reportedly lost interest in joining the New York Knicks because there are no fans at Madison Square Garden as of now. Yo, you can't make this up.
As of now,
Yeah, bro. From Matt Barnes, fucking, he said if he was going to New York, he wanted the full Knick experience. Shit is crazy. You can't make this up, bro.
I mean, hey, it makes sense. Cuomo's gonna be like, nah, no gatherings of more than 20 people.
That's right. They got more fans.
Big Crip Cuomo.
Big Crip Cuomo. Big time Tommy.
Fuck, we
Big
should
time
put the lights
Tommy
on
here.
blue.
Oh man, yeah, we definitely should have. Oh, bruh. Oh, this. Oh wow, I fucked up. It's gonna be a very interesting NBA season, you guys. I'm very excited. I
it's
actually,
a big week, like a really big
yeah,
week.
I haven't been this excited for basketball in a very long time. Yes, so
We're almost there.
Like I said, I wanna just lastly, I see exactly how it fails, but I'm playing devil. I feel like devil's advocate right now is how it can work. I feel like that's what's really it is.
Yeah.
Devil's advocate is how it can work, but the general consensus is that it will not work.
Literally, my friend, he just put in our group chat, and he was like, hard into the Nets, and sent that same article from Pooch, and he's like, it'll either be really great or really terrible.
It'll be the greatest thing ever, or it'll be the
A dumpster
greatest
fire.
dud ever.
Yeah.
There is no in between.
the greatest show on turf, or I don't even know. 0-16 Cleveland.
It might be what the Bucks are this year.
Oh man.
All right, I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
All
I
right,
think that's
look at
we're
that.
all set.
I
on
can't wait
sports.
for next week though. When
Yeah,
there's a lot.
this'll be
'cause
good.
Is the Harden trade aside? Not
There's a lot
if,
of moves
when.
to be made.
There's a lot more things that can happen, and we get to talk draft.
Hopefully moves happen.
Oh, I think they will.
Yeah. Especially literally because the draft is tomorrow as of us recording this. Like next week will be a lot to discuss. We'll see if teams hold on to their picks or not.
Remember draft picks. It's time to cut that girlfriend off now,
You
especially
don't-
if you're in the top 10.
You don't want to look like Jerry Judy did.
Indeed.
It sucks because it really wasn't a bad situation. The optics just looked so bad. Oh,
Or fucking the dude who got drafted from Poly, where his white girlfriend was hugging him, and his mom was
and
like,
his
"Get
mom
up!
just
What are you
pushed-
doing?"
Yo, that was hilarious.
Mama, what you doing? Nah, Jerry Judy shit was fucking crazy. Oh, virtual drafts.
And yeah, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Saratobi Sports. Make sure you subscribe to the Saratobi Sports YouTube channel, please. We got to get those subscribers up. If you're listening, the YouTube videos will be out later in the day, so everything does come out on Thursday. And yeah, follow me on Twitter at @InfiniteNormal. Guess.
World Wild West with the Wolves. Actually, I'm gonna redo that because I'm not gang affiliated. No, I'm not. I'm just not gang affiliated. But this is the World Wild West. I'm trademarking it right now.
I feel like about a lot of other people use that hand sign too, so you might be. I don't think you'll be able to trademark it.
All right. Well, fuck that then. But yeah, y'all stay safe. Monday Night Football, first all black officiating crew. That's fucking dope.
That is dope.
Black Lives Matter.
If you say so. But nah.
Nick Kerr.
Nick Kerr. Oh boy. But yeah, you already know. As always, tip your bartenders, especially now because it's New York City about to get shut down.
Fuck.
Miles going back on that, What was that? What was it? 600 plus 400?
I listen. I need that.
We haven't had 600 in a long time, dog.
Hey, we might get going. Hey, Biden, yo, lock this country
We gotta
down,
wait till
bro.
January, bro.
Bro, we need this lockdown.
Yeah,
we need this lockdown.
I want once he gets inaugurated to be like,
Bro,
lockdown.
put an entire wall around the United States and everybody's house, and just be like, you know what, martial law. Everything.
Everybody's house is
How
OD.
ironic.
But yeah, you know, it is what it is. Basketball season's gonna be fun, and you guys have no idea how belligerently drunk I will be if the Nets win. So yeah, that's it.
We got You might hear us twice this week, guys.
You might, yeah.
You might hear us twice this week.
Yeah. And if you've already listened to us twice, congratulations.
Do it again.
Listen to us a third time.
Yeah, see, we're gonna come into your house and cut off your legs, see.
Word to the gabagool.
He's not there. He left us.
He's there somewhere.
No, he's not.
All right.
Just
Well,
like
always there.
it's just like whenever you see somebody tweet something wild horny and somebody quotes it. No, and someone quotes it and is like, "This is why God doesn't talk to us anymore. This is why Matt doesn't talk to us anymore."
We have very different Twitter feeds.
We do. You gotta start following some of the things I follow, man. It's just hilarious.
You're gross. You're gross. You're gross.
No, it's not even gross stuff. It's just hilarious stuff.
We'll catch y'all next week, yo.
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion, champion, champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down, I won't let you down. 'Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion, like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I'm so